Howdy there. So a couple days ago, I saw Attack the Block, and I enjoyed it. Maybe my expectations were up a little bit too high. I had heard that this was going to be like a revolutionary, game-changing film. And I think it's like really, really good and really, really smart. But nothing unbelievable. I'm going to give it an 8. I mean, it's a solid 8. It's really good. It's about aliens invading, I guess it's London. It's a foreign film. It's a British film. Aliens invade London, and particularly, the story focuses on one neighborhood, and in particular one building, which they call a block. So it's aliens attacking a apartment building. It pretty much all takes place in one location, the apartment building. I mean, they get outside of it somewhat, but never too far. It's, that's pretty much what's it about. The kids, I guess that's what I should mention. They're all pretty much teenage kids. I mean, there's a lot going on in this story. I'm sitting here and I'm trying to recap everything that happened, and a lot happens. There's a lot of characters. Every character is fleshed out. It's incredibly well written. It's very smart. Pays a lot of attention to character. I can't tell you any of the actors except for Nick Frost from Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, Paul. He's pretty much the only actor I knew. I was trying to remember some of the other actors, just because all of the acting was very good, and they're all very young, so it was very impressive. I can't remember the name of the director or writer. I didn't really recognize the name, at least not enough to remember it. I mean, I didn't recognize the name at all. I can't remember what it is. I think it was written by another person other than the director. I can't really remember. But for the first, I don't know if this is his debut film, but for the first time, for me noticing him, wow, that very mature filmmaker already. I mean, I really liked the movie. I liked how, again, this is mostly teenagers. I think, like, the oldest teen is 15. And then I guess there's a college kid. And then there's a nurse, and she's older. But it's mostly about a gang, a group of teenage guys. I really loved the aliens, monsters more like. They're really cool. You can't really see them. They are just kind of a dark mass, but you can see those teeth. They are really cool, and mostly shown like galloping in slow motion. Slow motion is used very well in this film. I mean, all of the camera techniques, it looks very good, and all the action is well paced. It really builds in tension. and then finally kind of lets loose. Like by the end, there is one slow motion shot involving our main character, our hero, and a group of aliens. And I was just absolutely amazed. I actually said out loud, wow. Wow. The shot was so good. I mean, really, I don't know if they were special effects, if they're cartoons, or if people wearing an outfit and then they later enhance that with computer graphics. I don't know how they did it, but it looks really good, and the aliens are well designed. They move really well. Everything about them is pretty awesome. And again, at the very end, it builds to this climax. It's just like, wow. I guess if I want to say a reason why I'm not giving it a higher score, is that, and again, maybe there's a chance for a sequel here. I don't know. Maybe that's in the works. But the film is called Attack the Block, and Attack the Block they do. But I would definitely like to see more about what else is happening elsewhere in the city, in the world. I mean, when the movie is over, it's like, the situation is over. The alien invasion is over. And that, that can't be. That is just ever so slightly unsatisfying to me. I just wanted more to see what was going on in the rest of the city, country, world, anything, But we don't get that. It's about, that apartment building. And we don't get to see much outside of that. So I give them kudos for sticking to their guns and showing exactly what they want to show. But, give me, just give me something. Give me something. The soundtrack is really good. I would call the music pervasive. It's throughout every scene, and I'm pretty much non-stop. Really. And it's techno-driven. It's, again, very techno. And I enjoyed that. I thought it fit the movie very well. And really, the soundtrack, excellent. And it's pretty much, again, from start to finish. And sometimes it does get, cinematic, like a score. But mostly I think it's, source music, like teenagers dancing to techno and hip-hop. And anyway, good soundtrack, really good soundtrack, excellent use of sound. Looked really good, very well acted, very smart, lots of attention paid to characters. I don't want to spoil anything. Not everyone lives through the movie. People you care about, a lot, don't make it through the movie. So I think that's brave, inspired choices there. Again, real attention is paid to character. None of them seem two-dimensional. They all have their moment in the sun. Every character seems really fleshed out, really well thought out. So that is very rewarding to me. That's the highlight of the film. The film is just very smart. And you can tell that the filmmaker has a love for film. He's watched many films. And though you won't see like too much in terms of like new elements of story structure or anything like that. It avoids cliches. It has original ways to deal with pretty much cemented story structure that we've seen before. So it feels very fresh. You know, it's very fresh and hip. I don't really know what else to say. I enjoyed it a lot. I'm sure I'll rent it soon after it comes out. Again, I've heard people say that this is like, you know, the second coming. You know, just cool beyond cool, and it is. It's very well made, and it is very cool. Is it the best movie I've seen in a while? No, it's not, but it is very good. And as aliens invading a city go, it's probably one of the better movies I've seen in a while. I mean, all I can think of off the top of my head is Skyline and Battle LA Battle, something like that. So it was very surprising because it was so fresh, and very rewarding because, you know, the characters feel very real and you really care, you know, by the end of the movie. And the aliens are awesome. I really, really liked them. Mainly because I think it inspires your imagination. Because, again, they're really just kind of dark masses, and it lets your fear, you know, kick in. It lets you picture something that is maybe, you know, more terrifying than what anything, you know, anyone could design and produce on screen. Instead, you have these dark masses that move with all you can see is teeth, you know, that are going to get you. So that, you know, it really amps up the fear because it doesn't provide detail. It's very vague. And it lets your imagination work. And I think that's really cool, too. Really good movie. I mean, really good movie. I don't know what else much to say about it. Again, I could have used something more from the outside world. But again, the movie is called Attack the Block. And that's what you get. Can't think of much else. Really enjoyed it. Had a really good time. Really, really smart. Really, really well made. Fresh, you know. So that's Attack the Block. It's a solid 8. If it comes to your town, of course, see it on the big screen. You know, anything special effects driven, action driven should be seen on the big screen, I think, especially. If it doesn't come to your town, I understand. You know, it's not getting that wide of a release, and it's not making so much money here. I will mention that, of course, at some points, you know, this film is British, and even though it's English, you know, it's, I guess they would call it the Queen's English, the King's English, I don't know. Sometimes I didn't understand everything. Even if I watch at home a British film, I'll always watch it with subtitles, just so I can get it clear. But again, they talk fast, and I'm not always sure of what was being said, but, you know, I got the gist of it a lot. So that, you know, maybe one thing that kept me. I'm sure I will like this more with repeated viewings. So, you know, to be continued, I suppose. So that's Attack the Block. I really enjoyed it. Solid 8. You know, see it in the movies, rent it, whatever you got to do. You'll really enjoy it. Thanks.